unnecessary mean? Who decides? I will never accept that I have to share intimate spaces with men, even if they are harmless. It violates my rights to privacy as a woman. Why is that not an issue for you? Because, Pam, you don't have the right to be in a room alone wherever you go. That's just not how the world works. Fuck you and all your kind and their shite. There's only two genders and only one combination of genitals fits. David is going to struggle to fuck all of us if that is the case. Hi Mhairi, I'm honestly very friendly too, but you need to take your head out your arse and listen to what the women organisations like Women Place are saying. Sex is being overwritten by new gender ideology. I am also of the opinion that people should not be able to change sex in law. Well, actually, it is by listening to women organisations that I've arrived at the position that I support reforms to the GRA and that I support trans rights. And if you're of the opinion that people should not be able to change sex in law, then that's transphobic, and you can't get annoyed when people point out your bigotry there. Since then, the definition of trans has widened so much that technically I could lay claim to a trans identity if I felt so inclined. Well, aye. My question, genuine, is why should we be allowing men with autogynephilia into women's spaces? If they can self-ID and change their sex marker on their birth certificate, they will. Their sexual fetish includes being accepted as women. This is just old school homophobia rebranded. This idea that it's a perversion and that there's some sexual kick out of, being more likely to die, being more likely to kill yourself, being more likely to be murdered, be more likely to endure male violence and transphobic violence, that's not a sexual fetish. And even this term autogynephilia, anyone who ends up going back to autogynephilia is somebody who has a very, very shallow and narrow view of the world. If you think that, then you're as thick as mince. If you believe it, you're a lost soul. Happy being a lost soul. MB strikes me as a man-hater because she would like to be one and as a result hates women also, hence the attacks on women. That is some epic logic. I didn't know I wanted to be a man. Trans women, Mhairi, there is literally no risk from trans men, either to male or female. The risk solely exists from trans women who are male, people who, according to the MOJ government stats, sexually offend as a demographic to the same order of magnitude as other biological males. I mean, that it's just the most dangerous warping of arguments and the most dangerous misunderstanding of statistics that I've seen in a while. And also, what is very clear is it reeks of misogyny as well, with that, the idea that a trans man is no threat to a male or female. Therefore, the idea being that a woman can be of no threat to a male or female, which of course is ridiculous. So that's a dodgy view. Every time I log on to Twitter and my notifications are always inundated with people to do with trans issues, and we've seen some of the stuff that gets sent daily, but that stuff's out there and getting seen by young trans people, older trans people, folk who are just struggling with life at the minute and don't actually know where they fit into things yet. And the reason that they can't, or they feel afraid to even begin that journey, is because of these kinds of attitudes. And the one thing that is very clear through reading that is that there is a hell of a lot of misunderstanding. There's a lot of ignorance to do with trans issues, which isn't necessarily bad. It's only bad if you then refuse to educate yourself on it. But most of all, at the heart of all this, there is a real core group of transphobes. And when we give legitimacy to these kind of views, that becomes the narrative and we don't go anywhere. In order to get to the kind of society that I think we all want to see, fundamentally it's got to start with just being nice to people.